Most people don't realize the more complicated your garden is, the more time it will slowly steal from you.
They picture something detailed, layered, full of features that stand out, a space that looks impressive the moment you see it. But in reality, the more complicated it is, the harder it becomes to live with. Because every extra element needs attention, every plant needs care, and over time, those details don't stay simple, they start to demand more from you. And once felt exciting, slowly turns into something you have to keep up with, something that needs constant adjustment, constant fixing, constant thinking, and that's something that many homeowners only realize after they've already invested time and money and energy. When the garden no longer feels like a place to relax, but something that quietly adds pressure to their day. And that's the moment it shifts. It's no longer about how it looks, it becomes about whether it actually fits your life. In Vancouver, a lot of homeowners, they're not trying to become gardeners, they already have full lives. Work that takes up most of the day, family responsibilities, and a schedule that doesn't slow down. So when they think about their outdoor space, it's not about adding another task, it's about creating something that feels right. They want their home to feel complete, not just inside, but the moment they step outside as well. A garden that looks clean, intentional, well put together, something that feels finished. They want a space that they can actually enjoy in the evening after a long day, when everything finally slows down, on weekends, without having to plan work around it, and especially in summer, when the weather invites you outside and you just want to be there. And there's also something deeper. They want to feel proud of their home when friends come over, when family visits, even in small moments like walking up to their own front door and seeing everything come together the way it should. But what they don't want is a garden that turns into another responsibility. Something that needs constant attention, something that quietly adds pressure to a life that is already full. And here's what most people don't realize about a beautiful garden.
Last month, I worked on a garden in Kitsilano. It looked beautiful at first, but within a few months, it became something the homeowner had to constantly manage, and that's where most people get it wrong. A lot of people assume that more detail means more beauty, more plants, more layers, more features, feels like it should create something better. But over time, that complexity starts to show in a different way.
Each plant grows at a different pace, each area needs attention in a different way, and suddenly, what looked impressive in the beginning starts asking more from you. More trimming, more adjustments, more decisions. And without even noticing, the garden slowly shifts from something you enjoy to something that you have to keep up with. And that's where the experience changes. Because a beautiful space shouldn't feel like ongoing work. The gardens that feel the best usually don't try too hard. They're not crowded, they're not competing for attention, they don't overwhelm you when you step into them. They feel clear, they feel balanced, they feel calm. And there's space between things, room for plants to grow naturally, room for the eye to rest. And because of that, the garden stays consistent over time. It doesn't need constant correction. It doesn't need to be reworked every season. It simply continues to look the way it was meant to be. And that's what most people respond to, not complexity, but clarity. This is where many homeowners run into problems. The garden they create doesn't match the life they actually live. It looks good in the beginning, it feels exciting at first, but after a few months, reality sets in. The time isn't there, the energy isn't there, and the space starts to drift away from what it was meant to be. Small things get delayed, maintenance gets pushed back, and the overall look begins to change. And at that point, the garden starts feeling like a part of the home. It feels like separate. Something to deal with, instead of something to enjoy. But when it's done properly, the garden works with your lifestyle. It doesn't demand time you don't have. It doesn't rely on constant attention. It supports the way you live instead of interrupting it. For homeowners with full schedules, the setup becomes everything. Because once it's in place, the structure determines what happens next. How water moves through the space, how plants grow over time, how the garden holds its shape, all of that is decided early. And when that foundation is right, the garden becomes easier, more stable, more predictable. It keeps its form, it stays clean, it continues to look intentional, and it does that without constant input. without needing attention every weekend, without becoming another task on the list. And that's where the real difference is. A lot of people invest in their outdoor space, they spend time, they spend money, they put effort into getting it right. But what they don't always receive is the experience they were hoping for. They maintain it, they adjust it, they keep working on it, but they don't actually use it. They don't sit down and relax, they don't slow down in the space, they don't feel connected to it. And that's the part that often gets missed. Because a well-designed garden isn't just something you look at, it's something you live with. It gives you a place to pause, a place to step away, a place that feels calm without effort, and when everything is set up properly, that experience happens naturally. It doesn't need to be forced, it doesn't need to be maintained constantly, it simply becomes part of your life. And that's what a beautiful garden is really meant to do. Slow end, not take your time, but give something back to it. When I work on garden, I don't try to make it complicated. I'm not thinking about what looks impressive for one day. I'm thinking about how it feels for you. Months later, 6 months later, when you're living with it, not working on it, because that's when the real experience shows. Not at the beginning, when everything is fresh and new, but later, when it has to hold together on its own. When you walk outside at the end of a long day and the space feels calm, still feels clean, still feels easy to be in. And most of the time, the right solution is actually simpler than people expect. It's not about adding more, it's about removing what doesn't need to be there. And most homeowners, they're not looking for something extravagant, they're looking for something that feels right. A space where they can step outside and just slow down. A place that quietly fits into their day without asking for anything in return. A place that makes their home feel complete, not just inside, but the moment they open the door. A place they can enjoy in the evening, when everything finally settles, on weekends, when there's time to breathe, and nothing feels rushed. And more than anything, it's a space that feels effortless, clean without constant attention, beautiful without needing to be adjusted. So when you walk through it, there's no pressure to fix anything, no feeling that something is off, just a quiet sense that everything is where it should be. And when it's done properly, that's exactly what a garden becomes. Not a project, not something to manage, but a natural extension of your home and a space you can truly enjoy.
So this spring, we're helping homeowners set up gardens that actually work in real life, not something that only looks good at the beginning, not something that needs constant attention to stay that way.
Not over-designed, not overcomplicated, but something that feels natural, balanced, and easy to live with every day. A garden that holds its shape, stays clean, and continues to look the way it should even as time passes. And for the first 10 people, we're offering 10% off our garden consultation. So you can get clarity before anything is changed, before more time is spent, before more money goes into something that may not work long term. Because once the direction is clear, everything else becomes simpler.
If you're looking at your garden right now, and it feels like something isn't quite right,
or it's taken more effort than it should, that's usually a sign it just hasn't been set up properly yet, and it doesn't need to stay that way. You can comment spring or send me a message, and I'll help you simplify it so it fits your space, so it fits your time, and most importantly, it becomes something you actually enjoy.
And most importantly, so it becomes something you actually enjoy, not something you have to manage. I am Darrell. I will see you in the garden.